So a guiding principle in shorthand is that each stroke is differentiated by its sound, its size, and its direction. So again, don't worry about memorizing this at the moment, but just try and understand the principle. So in shorthand, the K and the G sounds are grouped together into similar strokes. So for instance, the K looks something like that, whereas the G looks like that. And they're similar because phonetically the K and the G strokes are both pronounced in the same part of your mouth. If you pronounce it out loud right now, K and G, you'll notice it's kind of on the roof of your mouth towards the back half. And so all of the different shorthand sounds are grouped in this way. So R and L, and O, similarly, are grouped into similar curves. And so with each of those phonetic groupings, you get a different stroke. So if we briefly look over these, you'll notice the K's, the G's, the R's, the L's, the N, the M, the T, the D, they're all grouped based on similarity in sound. And we'll learn each of these in turn. So the next way that we talked about being able to differentiate them is by size. So if we take the K and the G, you'll notice that the K occupies about 1 unit of space, whereas the G may occupy 2 units of space. So the exact proportion doesn't exactly matter. You just want to make sure you can differentiate the K between the G sounds. So as an example, we have this word, which is kit in shorthand versus git. So you'll notice the K stroke is about half the length of the G stroke, and we'll cover the I and then the T sounds later. So the final component of being able to differentiate the strokes is the direction. So Gregg shorts are directional, meaning you have some forward sounds or consonants, you have some downward sounds, and while they look similar when they're written in the context of the word or the sentence, it becomes quite easy to differentiate. So we'll take example our K and our G again. So we have K and G. Both of them are forward consonants because they are written forward and to the right. If we have, for instance, the next grouping, which is P and B, which we haven't introduced yet, P and B, again, they follow the same pattern that they are differentiated in size, but you'll notice this one, the direction has changed. So these characters here belong in the downward strokes of Gregg shorthand. So just to reiterate, again, sometimes, especially when you're starting, all of these strokes can start to look similar and it can be kind of confusing to piece it all together. But if you remember that the sounds are grouped into like sounds, they are differentiated by their size, and then we can also characterize them by the direction in which they are written.